Welcome to my daily report market analysis videos with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec on Tuesday, the 22nd of September. Markets have settled a little bit. There was a huge sell-off on risk yesterday. Big shift into the dollar, out of risk plays. Dollar seen as a big safe haven. Sort of stabilized a little bit on that dollar index today. Equity markets falling away yesterday. Interesting that S&P 500 bounced into the close actually. I mean, you could argue that's well, not a million miles off a shooting star, a bull hammer candle, which is a positive move. But it's interesting to see how US futures respond. They're sort of hovering around a little bit today, but interesting that they've not continued to decline. So maybe that was just a one-off session. We'll see how that dollar responds around that resistance, for example, 93.50 to 94 figure. Now, sterling seems to be finding support from the Bank of England. Andrew Bailey gave comments today about the monetary policy of the Bank of England and said that do not look too much into last week's decision by the Bank of England, suggesting that the negative rates were not necessarily going to come through. So subsequently, sterling has bounced on the back of that. Really good reaction there today. That doesn't necessarily help FTSE though. Strong sterling tends to be negative for FTSE, so FTSE underperforming. I mean, it tends to underperform anyway, but it seems to be a fairly significant underperformer again today, certainly against the DAX anyway. So we're still sort of playing out for this dollar recovery at the moment, but how the markets respond, I think, to US futures and US equity markets this afternoon is going to be really important. Now, in terms of data points today, not a great deal actually. A little bit of lower tier data, Eurozone consumer confidence, existing home sales sort of for US, and also Richmond Fed. Fed Chair Powell, though, he is speaking this afternoon, 3:30 UK time, and he's actually going to be speaking for the next few days. But how he sets his stall out with regards to how accommodative the Fed's going to be going forward, and any hints of dovish lean there could again add to some sense of support that may be starting to creep into those equity markets, and that could then subsequently filter through the dollar as well. So just watch out for that this afternoon. Right, okay, so my chart of the day is the Australian dollar. Now, what we have seen on the daily chart, what we have seen is this downside break of 72.40. Now, that was an interesting move because not only that is a downside break of breakout resistance, old resistance becomes new support, breaking down there. It also broke this uptrend of the past 3 months. Bit of a confluence of support there around that 72.40 mark. So 71.90 was the reaction low earlier in September. Had a look at that level today, 71.75, but instantly then rebounded, and you can sort of got a hint of it here on the hourly chart where you had quite a strong rebound actually. But how the market responds around 72.40 towards, okay, say for example 72.80, all these old lows of sort of the second week of September or last week and a little bit before, all these old lows come in as overhead supply. How the market responds in a rebound scenario into that band of overhead supply will be important. So 72.40 to 72.80 resistance, and a failure rebound, and then closing back underneath 72.40 again, and putting pressure on 71.90 could turn the outlook for the Aussie corrective, because a close under 71.90 is sort of an outlook changer, because it sort of then starts to see lower highs and lower lows formation. And given the fact that the momentum indicators are already turning negative, there is an element to that starting to come through. Now, as I said, we have broken this uptrend, which certainly would suggest the 3-month outlook is less positive than it was previously. And the risk is certainly growing that a correction could be in play. 71.90 support is the key level to watch there. If it does break below that, you're looking at sort of 70.60 area. I mean, initial support 107, but 70.60 is the last key pivot line from June, July. So interesting times on the Aussie. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today. Click here to subscribe to our analysis videos. Go to our website, sign up for our webinars, and click to watch Trader Talks, our videos that give you top trading ideas.